Hey guys, I make a lot of videos to try to help men out because when I hear men say that only 20% of men are wanted by women, it just breaks my heart because it is not true. I would say that 80 to 90% of men could easily get in a relationship, easily, if they did a few basic things that they don't know what they need to do because they were raised in homes where they were neglected or abused. A lot of you guys, a lot of us, a lot of people were raised in homes where we were physically, mentally, or emotionally neglected or abused, and thus didn't get to develop the skills that we needed to be relational. We didn't see healthy relationships, we didn't experience feeling loved, and then these adults come into life feeling anxious, depressed, self loathing, and then they think everyone is out to get them because they were set up to fail from the beginning. You didn't get something that you needed, you didn't get to feel loved. Maybe you didn't have any boundaries put on your behavior, and so you're entitled and grandiose. Maybe you were told you were worthless, so you loathe yourself and you're helpless and despondent and depressed. Maybe your parents gave you a bunch of junk food, so you never learned to eat healthy, so you struggle with weight and food was your only way of getting comfort. Maybe you were never experienced the benefits of health and exercise and nature and the outdoors, so you are overweight and feminine with a lot of softness and extra fat around you. Maybe your mom was abusive to you, so you think all women are cheaters out to get you, and you attract women who cheat on you, and that just confirms that all women are cheaters because that's what you attracted, because that's where your vibration is. You haven't done any self healing on yourself. Maybe your dad was a cheater and you just and hit your mom, and you decided you were never going to be that, and you made your male aggressive energy mean it was dangerous, so you subdued your male sexual energy, and so women see you as a friend because you're filled with shame about who you are. Maybe you have ADD because as a child you had to look out for danger and you're so alert to everything that you don't know how to focus on one thing, so your energy is all scattered. There are a lot of mental health issues, and see, I'm a big believer in that this can all be healed. What a healthy woman looks for, if you want a healthy woman who honors you, not a cheater or gold digger or a belligerent bitch woman, she's looking for signs of physical, mental, and emotional health with a guy who's relational. So if you're struggling with an addiction you haven't overcome, she's not going to be interested or drawn to you. She's going to pick that out. If you're struggling with addiction to food, alcohol, overspending, porn, she's not going to want you. And you're going to be like, women don't want me because you're not a man that someone would want yet. So I'm trying to give you some pointers to that it's not set in stone that no woman will want you. You can change your life because here's the good news. You have something that women don't have that we crave. You have testosterone, which God gave you to compete, to try, to have courage. And you are a man, and women like men, and women like men who use their testosterone in pursuit of improving their lives, and who use that testosterone in the pursuit of a woman. We love that stuff. So I'm here to encourage you guys. If you're one of these guys who says, I didn't win the genetic lottery, women don't want me, I'm too short, I'm the wrong race, I don't make enough money, you were sold a lie. It is not true. Don't listen to the manosphere. There are so many examples of men who are less than 5'10", who are in very happy relationships. But see, a lot of them have either done a bunch of work on themselves, on starting with their emotional state, or they were born into homes with parents who loved them and raised them with boundaries, healthy boundaries. Now, if you didn't have that, you can still get that. So just remember that women are looking for men that use their testosterone in the pursuit of physical, mental, and emotional health. And to the extent that your childhood was abusive, neglectful, abandoning, or missing something, you don't know what you're missing. If you were abused, you'll know it. But if you were missing something, you won't know. You won't know that you missed being validated just for being you. That you didn't have someone to go to for comfort. You don't know that you missed experiencing a man loving you or a mom loving you. This is what all of you need to have experienced. Mommy loves me just for existing, and it's okay if I make mistakes. Daddy loves me just for existing, and it's okay if I make mistakes. Sure, sometimes they get mad at me, but they love me. Men are safe. Women are safe. So those are some basic things. If you're missing that, it's going to be hard to attract a healthy relationship because you'll be acting out or you'll attract people who act out. A woman has to feel like my feminine energy is desirable. My femininity is valuable. A boy has to feel like my masculinity is wonderful. My masculinity is valuable. See, if women were sexually abused, they're going to shame their femininity or become controlling. If men were sexually abused or they saw their mom being used by men, they'll subdue their sexual energy and they'll always get friend zoned. They'll be very feminized because being a man isn't safe. It feels dangerous. Their male aggression feels like danger. So there's all these ways that things in childhood set people up to be dysfunctional. A healthy woman is going to look for a man who owns a sexual energy, wants to protect her, believes that women want to love him. If you're going around with a chip on your shoulder about women and you try to use women for sex or control your outcome with women by going for young women who are never going to, who are going to adore you because you're rich or a certain type of woman that you can manipulate or whatever, it's not relational. You won't get a healthy relationship. How do you feel about women? How do you feel about women? If women hurt you, you can heal that through therapy. So you can start seeing women. There are women who want to love you and who want to nurture you. Do you see that? Or do you see all women as they just want to hurt you? Some of you guys do. Or women don't ever want you. They invalidate you. Where'd you learn that? I don't treat men that way. I'm not the only woman like that. There are a lot of women who love men and adore men. In fact, there are women who are doormats to men the same that way that men are doormats to women. There are all kinds of people out there. Now, where I get stuck is a lot on the physical attraction. I think that Americans especially are very overweight and lazy. It's not that way in Europe. So I get stuck with the physical attraction. Like fat is not attractive on a man. It's attractive on a woman to have curves. It's not attractive on a man. So here are some things that a man can do. First of all, look at your mindset, how you feel about yourself. Do you live a healthy lifestyle? Do you get up early in the morning, happy to get out of bed? If not, fix that. Look into why am I depressed? Why am I tired? Why don't I like to work out? You got to fix all that stuff. It's not about your height. It's not about your money. It's not about your muscles. It's about, do I get up early in the morning? Do I feel good about myself? Am I happy with my life? That's where you want to go. Do I lift heavy stuff? Am I comfortable relating to people? Do I have male friends? Do I use my testosterone in the pursuit of learning new things? challenging myself on a dirt bike, learning a new instrument, learning a new language, advancing my career, starting a company. Do I use my testosterone to take risks? Do I use my testosterone to provide for the community, to protect people, to encourage people, to lead people? Do I have male friends? Do I go out in nature, or am I on my phone all the time? Do I have addictions? You guys got to get rid of your addictions. No porn. Drink alcohol in moderation. Masturbate, but not to porn. Just do things in moderation. Don't go like extremist on anything. Just have a everything in moderation lifestyle. Okay, you can have. Do you need to eat sugar? Like, are you fat? Like, you got to get rid of your addictions. That's what women look for. Do you have your life in order? That's what a healthy woman is going to look for. Not your height, not your money, not your six-pack abs. That's bullshit. It's just an excuse. This is the number one indicator I want you guys to think about. Every person should ideally wake up with the sunlight, happy to wake up, happy to exist. I feel happy with my life. I feel happy in my body. That's how I wake up, and that's what I look for in guys. That's what I look for. I don't give a shit about your six. If you're 6 feet, I don't like it because I'm tired of kissing guys. My neck hurts when I have to do that. And they don't have a good personality either. I'm happy with my life. Are you? That's what I look for. You know, I use my estrogen to be more nurturing. Are you using your testosterone to compete? Are you just like anxious, despondent, socially awkward, depressed with ADD? That's all childhood trauma stuff you haven't resolved. And a lot of women have done the work on themselves, and people want more out of relationships now. It used to be that women would be like, well, I'm going to get married. We didn't know all the stuff about relationships and about trauma work and brain development. Now we have Esther Perel. You know, we have all these inner child healing things. Couples counseling used to be something that was kind of shunned. Now it's very popular. And people want more out of their relationships because women are now earning their own money. So I don't need you to provide for me, but I want a good relationship that's satisfying. So are you emotionally healthy over here? Are you well read? Are you interesting? Do you take risks in your life, or do you just want to play it safe? Like, I've taken risks. I want a guy who's taken some risks. I want a guy who's interesting. I'm interesting. Are you interesting, or do you just play it safe? You have testosterone. You've got to use it. And some of you maybe were shamed for being a boy and having testosterone. Those of you raised by single mothers are at the greatest risk of struggling with relationships because this is going to be a hard one for you guys. See, we all do this thing. Well, we idolize our parent, our dysfunctional parent, but we don't know. So subconsciously, everybody idolizes and copies a dysfunctional parent that they looked up to. And you don't even know it. That's the thing. That's what therapy wakes you up to. Oh, when you're mad, you rage, just like your alcoholic dad. Oh my God, wow, I've become my dad. People go through their whole lives raging. They think that's just what they do. But they're raging just like their dad in that moment. Or, you know, your mom suppressed your boyhood. You decide your boyhood was bad. Being a man was bad because your dad hurt your mom, or these men she dated hurt your mom. So you're never going to hurt women. You're going to be a feminine, nice boy. And a lot of men have lost their masculinity. Do you know that even testosterone levels are declining every year for 30 years now? Like the average 30-year-old man now has the testosterone level of a 60-year-old from the 70s. And healthy women want testosterone. I look for testosterone. I want to see a chiseled face, no body fat. I want your testosterone. If you don't have testosterone and you're just feminized, I might as well get a girlfriend. I'm waking you up. You've got to be physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. Women want more. We don't need you for your money. We don't want to have a pity party on you. You've got to work on your health. You've got to work on your physical, mental, emotional health. And so I think a good thing to look for, do I wake up in the morning with the sunlight, happy to start my day? Those of you who are night owls, you're struggling with some kind of a problem. A food problem, a sleep problem, a drinking problem, a porn problem. I don't buy this, I'm a night owl. That's not healthy. The night, I know some of you are struggling. I'm just pointing out, it's something to work on. Just think about. When it gets dark, melatonin sets in. Or, we naturally want to go to sleep. In the morning, the sunlight wakes us up and gives us energy. That coffee is not your energy. The sunlight is your energy. Water is your energy. If you're not there, why are you not there? I'm just giving you little things to think about. And a lot of people have to commute for hours in a car, and they sit in an office all day, and they're just moving further and further away from being healthy, or they eat a lot of processed foods. I mean, it's not your fault, okay? It's not your fault. But I'm here to give you hope, because I would say there are probably 10% of men who are mentally dysfunctional. Like they're just born with a very, but even those guys can get into but there are a lot of people who just don't want a relationship. But I would say that 80% of men can get into a relationship. I bet you I could take any guy in front of me and I could tell him exactly what is wrong with him that has him be single. And it's all going to come down to he suffers from low self-esteem, anxiety, or depression. So he has bad mental health. He mistrusts women, emotional health. He doesn't know how to talk to women. He's emotionally hasn't developed his emotional literacy, emotional skills. And because of all this, he's not embodied. He's all in his head, just working, not embodied. He can't feel things in his body. He's not physically active. And women, we're looking for your physicality too. That's what I think. So 80% of guys can easily get a relationship if they just get some good therapy to get their mindset right so they can start living a healthy lifestyle. That's what I think. It has nothing to do with your money. I mean, a lot of women will date a delivery driver, a UPS driver, a truck driver. If you're happy with your life and you're a strong, happy guy and you are a good guy, interesting and funny and like yourself, you're going to get a girlfriend like that. But a lot of you guys don't like yourselves. I think that's the main thing, and it comes from childhood trauma. And I'm on here to tell you that men are valuable. Men can get a relationship, but you've got to be responsible and do things. Same with women. We have to do things too. For women, like to get a good guy like that, maybe we don't have to do as much, but we need, in order to be healthy in a relationship, we need good physical, mental, and emotional health, because we are the ones responsible for the grocery shopping and being part of his healthy lifestyle and challenging him. And it's very important for women. Women are more emotional. We can't just go off on a guy and say whatever we want, because every time a woman goes off on a guy, she is permanently damaging that relationship. And people can forgive you and go on, but they're not going to forget. And when you have a woman that keeps going off on you, guys, you're going to get to the point where you're walking around your own home on eggshells, because you never know when she's going to go off on you. And that's bad for your mental health. And now you're all guarded, and now you can't feel anything because you've had to protect yourself. It is not okay. It is not okay for a woman to go off on you. And a woman who values relationships is going to know that every time I yell at you, I'm hurting this relationship. I need to get help. Very important. Every time you're raging, every time you're volatile, you're choosing that. You don't know you're choosing that because you don't do it in public. You just do it in the privacy of your home to your spouse or your partner. But just know that every time you go off on that person, you're getting away with it because they're letting you, but you're damaging that relationship. And one day that person is going to leave you. Same way if you're avoidant and block off. You keep being avoidant, you can get away with it, and one day your partner's going to be gone. So you have to relational, you have to learn how to be relational. A lot of us never learned how to be relational. Right now I'm taking Terry Wheel's RLT3 course. RLT3 is about learning relational skills and learning intimacy skills and how to be relational, how to be intimate. Where did any of us see that? It's certainly not in any movies I've ever seen. I don't see that anywhere. So I'm going to share with you guys some of that stuff when I come across it. But guys, you can do a lot of stuff. And a good place to start, I think that's an easy start, is for guys to get into the gym and lift heavy stuff, because it's such a confidence booster, a mood booster, a testosterone booster. I've always had a healthy libido, but it's gone way up since I started heavy lifting just twice a week. And that's where I think I got my oof, I don't need a man, because I feel so powerful and strong and happy. Like it, there's a lot about our mental health that comes from our bodies, from the gut health, the muscular health, the deep breathing. We are animals, and a lot of people are neglecting their bodies and sitting around and wondering why they're depressed. But then again, a lot of people are too depressed to work out, so some people just have to get so depressed that one day they go, I'm just fucking tired of sitting around being depressed and helpless. I'm going to do something about it. But some people never do. It's very sad, I'm very passionate about good parenting. And, there's a lack of good parenting and there's a lack of good mental health care in this country. And I'm not certified to help people with their mental health issues. I'm making these videos and I help a few people with coaching here and there, but I'm not and people aren't coming to me trying to get help for their mental health. Most people want to stay in a comfort zone. Our brains are designed to stay in a comfort zone because learning something new takes a lot of energy, and a lot of people don't want to invest that energy. So people don't come to me for coaching. Even when I offered free coaching, they didn't give a shit. They don't want it. And then you're wondering why women don't want you, because you're not trying to be a guy that women want. And it's not a pity party. This is always what I say. We're responsible for our own joy, and I have to be excited about myself. I have to be excited to be with myself before I can ask anyone to be excited about being with me. And if you're not excited to be with yourself, then the key thing is why not? And there are a lot of resources to help you. And it's not about your height, it's not about your biceps, it's not about a six-pack app, and it's not about your income. It just has to do with health. And I hope I made my point. But I want to know what you think. I want to know I watched this guy on YouTube called Cinema Shogun. I love his videos. Hi, this is Cinema Shogun. And then he ends it with, but I want to know what you think. And so I just I kind of copy people sometimes, so I copy that from him.